What is happening, everyone? Welcome back to G-Ball Vision. Thank you for stopping in. Today we're taking a look at my favorite, the knives I couldn't put down, the knives I couldn't keep out of my pocket for the month of June. Before we get started, double check and make sure you are subscribed to the channel. I'd love to have you here. And before you head out, do me a huge favor, hit the thumbs up button. It really pushes the video out there so more people get a chance to check it out. And feel free to let me know down in the comments what you're carrying in your pockets today. I love hearing from everyone. You guys are killing it with the comments and EDC updates. So we're going to kick the video off with the American Blade Works Model 1. This is a small batch USA made knife. This is the newest version of the Model 1. It is a button lock. We have a tumbled, stonewashed, 3D micro milled MagnaCut drop point blade coming in at 64 to 65. We have dual thumb studs for deployment, a full titanium body, the scales, the hardware, the backspacer, and the pocket clip, reversible pocket clip. This is my favorite and in my opinion the best standard button plunge lock on the market. It took 25 prototypes to get this knife where it is, over 25 to get this knife where it is today, what you see today. This thing feels like it has a true detent in there. It is insane. The closing action is buttery smooth and controlled, and the lockup maintains itself under duress. So could not ask for anything more out of this knife. And for all things considered, USA made, small batch, the materials, what goes into these, the pricing is insanely low in my opinion. There's only two companies that are in this price point that put out the quality that they do and is way more bang for your money than anything else on the market in my opinion. Next up, we're looking at the USA made Microtech MSI, and I think we have another USA made or two actually, and I didn't even plan that. Or not the, yeah, the Stitch. I'm sorry, not the MSI, the Microtech Stitch. M390 MK, two-tone finished blade. We have a sort of harpoon drop point style blade there. The ramp with the jimping, the full finger choil. This thing is extremely comfortable. We have fluted aluminum handles. We have a geared titanium backspacer, lower mounted deep carry clip that's been recessed and is reversible. The only thing that really stumped me on this knife, or that I kind of questioned, was why they didn't recess the pocket clip screws, even when everything else is recessed. It's very weird and odd to me. Microtech can do whatever they want, and you know, people will still buy it like me. It's just an oddity. Why not recess them screws? I'd like to know that, but other than that, and even including that, it does not bother this thing in and out of the pocket. There's plenty of room in there. It's just odd, right? And something I would probably change, but that's just me. Other than that, this knife is phenomenal. I absolutely love it. It's a knife I've wanted for a long time. The stars finally aligned and I was able to pick one up. This is definitely a mainstay in my collection and won't be going anywhere. Next up, we have the brand new Leun Ma KUF 3.5, or the Kitchen Utility Folder 3.5 in MagnaCut. These are only going to be available through Knife Center on the initial release. I was able to pick this up at Blade Show. Riot is going to be the OEM. Don't ask me how long Knife Center will hold the exclusivity rights to this knife. Might be a couple weeks, might be a couple months, it might be till the second batch is ready. You know, the second public round, he ran a batch for Blade Show, and then a first batch is going to Knife Center, and then probably when the second round is done, which could be a couple months. These are going to go extremely quick. If this is interesting to you and in your wheelhouse, do not hesitate to pick this up because it is going to go quick. It is amazing. It has reinstilled my faith in Leun Ma. We have Riot OEM, MagnaCut. We have a beautiful belt satin, modified sheep's foot style of blade, drop point, sheep's point. Very unique blade shape, but very useful. You still have some semblance of a pokey tip, and then a lot of usable edge here. Beautiful finish on the blade, a nice generous cutout, jimping on the spine. We have titanium handles, hardware, and pocket clip here. Nice minimal milled clip. Just the right amount for me personally. Sticks out of the pocket. I can get a nice grip on this thing, pull it out of the pocket, and go to work. And this thing basically has all the benefits of an integral. This is what Leun Ma calls his monoblock spine here. I believe that's what he calls it. Basically, this looks like an integral. It feels like an integral. Has all the benefits of being an integral, but this is actually two pieces instead of one solid piece, which I prefer. These are more affordable. They're going to be easier to maintain. And you get all the same benefits, so I have no issues. I would prefer this. It saves a couple $100 easily, and it looks just as good, feels just as good, and it's going to be easier to maintain. This is an absolute grand slam home run of a knife from Leun Ma and Riyadh. Just a dream in the hand. So believe it or not, this is a knife that I got in a couple of weeks ago. The unboxing is up for it by now, or should be, but this is the QSP Cybar. The only thing that really, and I still love the knife, it's really loud. I wish they would have went with just a basic carbon fiber, similar to what you see here on this knife, just a weave carbon fiber, a end cut carbon fiber, something like that, just a more subtle carbon fiber mixed with the same exact, just flip-flop the carbon fiber. And had this just been a inlay of it or something without the rest of it, then I might be able to get along with it. It's just really loud. It's on both sides, which I do appreciate that they included everything on both sides. It's just a really loud knife. Now, does that take away from how solid this knife is? Coming in M390, you have this drop point style blade. Some may call it a sheep's foot. Hell, some people might call it a Wharncliffe. To me, this is a drop point or a modified sheep's foot style blade, more of a sheep point again here. We have this nice tumbled finish, full finger choil. We have dual thumb thingies here for deployment, along with the rear flipper tab. Full titanium body. These are made out of carbon fiber. The pivot collars are as well, and so is the secondary handle material. We have a nice titanium clip and geared backspacer with an integrated lanyard post. That milling pattern is done on the lock bar. It looks awesome. I love this knife so much. It's built extremely well. It's got a little bit of heft to it, and that makes this thing just feel even better. I don't know that there's no milling done, so this is really solid in the hand. It feels like this is a full-size knife, but really it's a secondary size, for me at least anyway. And I don't watch videos on knives. I'm going to, or potentially going to, be making a video on myself until after I've made the first video, right? But after I made the unboxing of this knife, I watched a video or two on this knife. I think one from Stasa and one from somebody else, and they both raved about this knife. Stasa enjoyed the performance of the steel and the performance of the knife overall, and I have to say I agree. This thing has performed very well in regards to the M390, but this thing is just so solid from tip to butt. And the action is insane on this. The detent is nice and stout. I love everything about this knife. Even the material choices, I just wish they would have went with a different carbon fiber. Now there is one or two other options, but those are very loud as well. So I just wish they would have, stepped it back just a little bit and went with just a basic carbon fiber. Not that I don't like the red, white, and blue or any of that. It's really loud. Now, some people might enjoy that, but this is not just a knife that's inexpensive that you can just, go. It's not a big deal to go snag. These are 300 plus. So this is definitely a premium knife, more expensive knife, but it's really, really well done. I hope and look for them to do some different carbon fibers on this knife, and it will be an absolute grand slam. Another Blade Show pickup, and one of my favorite knives of the entire year. One of my favorite knives ever at this point. the Thor Damasteel EMP EDC relative here. We have the gold dark matter fat carbon fiber for the show side scale. We have micro milled DLC titanium on the lock side here. We have a gold zircuti clip, and it has hues of like blue in it. Then we have gold titanium accented hardware and pivot collars. This knife is amazing. It's incredibly good looking. Ergonomically speaking, it is a dream in the hand. Jimping up the spine, full finger choil here, nice and thin, nice and pokey, very usable tip, very easy to get up on that tip. You have a little bit of belly here if you have, and it's kind of reminiscent of a tanto. You could scrape with this and chisel with this blade shape. You can slice, poke, pierce. This thing is going to do a fantastic job at a variety of different things. And to top it all off, the action is impeccable. Just a fantastic knife from John Rusk at EMP EDC, and Bestech, absolutely a grand slam. Now, ever since the Asher Knives little buddy came out, I've been making it a point to carry an EDC fixed blade. The Jack Wolf Knives Midnight Fixed EDC came out recently, and this thing has been with me a lot. Took this to Blade Show as well. It's a perfect size. S90V, beautiful thin Wharncliffe blade, purple haze, fat carbon scales here, full tang of course. I'm going to put a lanyard in here, I just haven't gotten to it yet. Nice sharpening choil. The S90 mixed with this blade shape and mixed with the full hollow ground blade and how thin it is, this thing is going to cut and cut and cut and cut. Even when these lose their fine edge, they just continue to cut because of the geometry of the blade. Just very thin, very slicey. No, this is not a bushcrafting knife. No, this is not your trailing knife. This is not your chopper. This is a EDC fixed blade meant for your everyday normal cutting tasks. The sheath is equally excellent. Great design, nice and minimal. Some people don't like the coffin look, whatever. I like it. I like the handle and the sheath myself. It's nice and minimal. The stitching is excellent. You have the little Jack Wolf logo there. The pocket clip is excellent. This entire thing, with the exception of this little bit, goes all the way down into the pocket. It maintains a nice thin, slimmer profile. Just a fantastic fixed blade. It's ambidextrous in the sheath, so if you're looking for a premium EDC fixed blade, I would take a look at Jack Wolf if these are still in stock. I don't know if they are or if they're not. If they are out of stock, there will be more and different versions to come, but if you're looking for a premium EDCable fixed blade, take a look at these because they are fantastic. Here's another one coming from Kansept. I believe this is called the Accipiter. Yeah, the Accipiter, it says right there. We have a tumbled drop point blade here. This is coming in S35, yeah. I thought maybe 20 CV, but then I was like, no, it's S35. Can we see it there? See it? S35, you trust me? Flipper tab for deployment, but this thing has incredibly good action. It's insanely good. Nice strong detent. We have a crown spine here. Love this thing. It's full size. We have this green and black carbon fiber on a titanium frame, tie backspacer, integrated lanyard post, tie pocket clip that's milled. It's great looking. Love this knife. Beautiful knife. Very good in the ergonomics department. It cuts and pokes well so far. Kansept does a great job on their S35. This knife may or may not have the unboxing out on it yet. This may be the only one on the list that don't, but it will be coming soon. This thing is awesome. If this is your aesthetic or a knife you've been looking at, don't hesitate because this thing is extremely well done. You can light switch it, you can push button it. Just a knife that I got in recently that I haven't been able to put down. Really like the Accipiter. So typically I only do about 7 for the June or the monthly updates and whatnot, but we're gonna give a bonus one here. This is the Devo Knives Tall Boy, and this is a prototype from Devo Knives, something I picked up at Blade Show as well. Now this particular one is coming in D2 for the prototypes, but everything else, with the exception of one change, is going to remain the same. You have this beautiful modified sheep's foot style blade cutout and thumb studs for deployment. Extremely stout detent. Kubey OEM. They absolutely knock these things out of the park. I gotta actually try to flick this thing out with the reverse flick. That's how stout it is. They're going to lessen the access on the show side here because there's plenty of it. They're just going to add a little bit, and that's, I believe, the only change. I forget what the steel is going to be, if it's going to be S90 or what they're doing there for the steel. We have carbon fiber for the handle materials, milled tie clip, and then is that tie? Yeah, then we have a tie backspacer as well. Full-size knife, great looking knife, great feeling knife. This is going to be a massive hit for Devo when these come out. They're not out yet, but they will be. And if you want a closer look at this knife, more information on this particular knife or any of these knives, there's already videos up on all of them except maybe 2. And look for those videos to be coming out very, very soon. This one is coming up second, and then the accipiter will be up before that, just because I know the accipiter has been here a little bit longer, so that one will be up first. You guys will have to let me know, what are some of the knives for the month of June that you carried or couldn't put down? I love hearing from you guys. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up button. I always appreciate that, everyone. It really helps push the videos out there so more people have a chance to check them out. And feel free to hit that subscribe button, baby, because we release videos just like this one every single day. Ring that little bell. I'd love to have you here. Otherwise, I'm going to throw up a couple of new videos. Go check one of them out. Have yourself an awesome day. Thanks again for watching. I will catch you on the next one.